Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about why hard work gets you nowhere at your 9 to 5 job. So, guys, working hard, doing all the right things should be for your own sake, meaning work hard because, yes, you want to make money, right? You want to improve, you want to get promoted, you want to have more revenue, income, sales, etc., right? That's the goal. But understand that, guys, there's sometimes, like in a corporate environment, in a 9 to 5, your hard work might be noticed, but it might not be noticed in the way that's going to get you to where you want to be. So let's explain this. So this is human psychology, right? So your supervisor, right, at your job, at your company, when they want you to work hard, meaning like, hey, they want you working extra hours, they want you to work on your days off if need be, they want you to cover other locations. So maybe you're a manager or whatever, and maybe at a different location, someone's on vacation or someone's sick, and they ask you to go and cover the days, right? So they could be days off as well, and you're going over there, you're covering those days off. You could do that, right? And you can say yes and do all the right things and rack up a bunch of overtime. But don't, and I wish, in speaking from experience, I wish I never really got my hopes up to a degree. Don't expect them to sit there and give you the opportunity when the opportunity presents itself for a promotion, right? And let's explain why. So when you are a yes man, in a way, when you're saying yes to working on your days off and doing whatever your supervisor wants you to do, you're inadvertently telling them that you'll do anything, you're all in. And that is good, but in an extreme sense, it's also kind of like, doesn't this guy have any other options? Like, think about it, right? If your OS is like thinking like, oh, like this guy works like 7 days a week, like he'll work 2 weeks straight, he'll work 3 weeks straight, he'll work a month straight. That basically lets them know that, yeah, you're a hard worker, but it also lets them know this is this guy's only job. This is his only option. He's hedging all his bets in this one job, right? So it kind of gives them like a sense of like you're too, not necessarily needy, but it's like they can do whatever they want with you, and you're not going to say no. So if supervisors like that, they like people that are just going to say yes all the time and not be a headache. But when it comes to you wanting a certain outcome and you wanting a promotion or raise, something, right? And you're just doing whatever they want you to do at will, yes, no problem, and you're constantly doing that over and over again, your employer or your boss is gonna get the sense that you have no other options. And instead of giving you the opportunity or the promotion or the raise, they might just give it to somebody else, because it's like, wait, that person says no sometimes. They're scarce, right? Because think about it, right? If you say no, let me explain this phenomenon. So if you say no to working at other locations, if you say no to not working on your days off, what you tell them, what that basically implies is that, number one, you're not going to jerk me around, right? And number two, wait, this guy must not need the money that bad. He must not need us that much. We got to make sure we keep him or we keep her, right? Or whoever. So knowing that, the person who says no, and it's so counterintuitive, because you're told, our parents and school and everyone says, work hard, work long hours, do all the extra stuff. And yes, that's true. You should do that. Like, honestly, I work hard and I work extra days, and obviously I like overtime, right? The pay is great. But also it's like, sometimes I'm like, damn, I want to see how hard I can push myself, right? But going back to my point, when the person says no and has boundaries, that also establishes like, hey, like, okay, you're not going to jerk me around. And when the time does come for a promotion or a job position opens up, they're more likely to promote the person who says no, because it's like that person's more scarce in their eyes. Because think about it, right? They're the ones who are saying no all the time. So obviously that gives the perception that they have other things going on, right? Because think about it, if you're constantly saying no, that might convey to your supervisor that, hey, this person is just here for a paycheck and might end up leaving us soon because they never want to work on their days off. Well, what are they doing on their days off? They might be going to school that we don't know. They might be studying something. They might have another job. So it gives them the sense that you have other things going on. And when you give that, you give off that sense to them, they automatically assume that you're a scarce resource and they want to keep you, right? But if they know that you're always available, that you're always ready to jump in and fill a spot or do whatever they ask, they're gonna take they can take advantage of you. And here's another point, right? Let's say you're one of the only people who says yes and works on your days off, right? If a spot opens up that's above that, like if there's a position, like a promotion opportunity, a job position available that opens up, another reason they may not give it to you is because, hey, if we need coverage for other locations or we need someone to work on their days off, who else is going to do it? And if you're the guy to do it, they're going to keep you at that position because it's almost like a security hedge for them. It's a sense of security. So when someone's out on vacation, someone's sick, someone's on leave, whatever happens, they know that you're the guy or girl who's going to go and fill the spot. And if, like I said, over the years, if you're one of the only people, like in my company right now, like I'm like the only person who will do that shit. And like I said, I just do it because, hey, sometimes I got nothing else to do. And I like overtime. I like having extra money. So, like I said, I get a sense of joy, like really pushing myself, but that's neither here nor there. If you are the one to do that, you are inadvertently telling them, even if you do have other options from a career perspective or schooling or business, whatever, you're still it's still like, we want to keep you here because it's like, hey, you fill this role so well, and no one else wants to work on their days off. So when a position opens up, they're probably going to promote someone else to fill that position, right? Because you're like the only guy who will sit there and do that, right? Because most people, I'm going to be honest, like in my company, I've been there 3 years. Most people don't want to work on their days off. Like it's crazy, but like there's been very few people over the past 3 years that I can think of off the top of my head that have like done it. It's maybe like a handful, like 5, who will like literally sit there and go the distance and work like doubles, work on their days off, do all the crazy things that their supervisors ask of them. So I'm not saying, to kind of like conclude and make things clear, I'm not really saying that, you shouldn't work hard, but I think you need to work hard from an outcome independent standpoint. Like work hard as a pride thing. Like I work hard, I work on my days off because I want to get used to that no days off work ethic. You know what I mean? It's more of, in the beginning it was kind of like, yeah, I wanted those promotions and everything, but now it's like, it's more so from like a optimization standpoint. Like I want to be optimized to work. I want to be conditioned to work and endure long hours and hard work. Obviously I get a sense of joy and pride from it, but it's like, that's really why I do it nowadays. And I do like the overtime, but it sucks to really sit there, if you're a person who's working hard and you don't get the promotion and you're like literally one of the hardest workers, it sucks to not know why you're not getting what you want. And I'm here to tell you that those are the 2 reasons why. So number 1, let's recap, is you're working hard, you're too available, and people, your job, your supervisor or your boss feels that you have no other options, right? And that's, like I said, so you're not as scarce, right? If they know that you're always available, they know that you're probably not going to be going anywhere. You're not going to be the one that they have to worry about losing. But if you're the one saying no, right, I'm not going to work on my days off, even if you don't tell them what you're doing, and it's better if you don't, you give them the impression that you have other things going on. And you know what? Let's make a connection here. It's the same thing with dating. If you're the guy who's always saying yes to women, yes, I can do this, yes, I'll go over here for you, and you don't say no, that implies, first off, you don't have any standards for yourself. And that also implies like, dude, you're not up to anything, right? You don't have anything going on. Because if you had things going on, you wouldn't always be jumping to say yes constantly and constantly, answering my texts in like 30 seconds and blowing my phone up, right? So it's kind of the same sort of phenomenon, right? So that's the first thing. And then number two is it's comfort for them, because it's like, hey, you're a security, you're a source of security for them when they need help, when someone's out on vacation, on leave, someone's out sick, they know this is the guy who's going to go fill the spot. So guys, if you want a promotion, start saying no. I know it's so counterintuitive. It is so counterintuitive, but I think if you start saying no, you will establish to your supervisor that, and in most cases, I don't think most supervisors are going to think that you're lazy because you don't want to work on your days off. I don't think that's the impression. When you say no, you will establish the fact that, hey, this is a scarce resource. We might lose this guy. And when you have your supervisor constantly thinking about you, constantly worried if you're gonna leave, constantly like, what's this guy up to? What he might be doing something on the side we don't know about. Let's make sure we're keeping him on our toes. Meaning like let's make sure we do everything we can to keep them. And I feel like when you establish that, they're more likely to want to help you promote. But when you're always like jumping and, when they say how high, jump, you say how high, you just jump, do whatever they want. I think that's when you get taken advantage of. And I think that's when you get just jerked around. And it's the same thing with women, right? But it's just, we're talking about in the employer work sense. So I think it's important to really establish that you have, give the impression that you have other things going on, and you'll be treated more as a commodity, as opposed to like we can just do whatever we want with this guy. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.